to run a couple errands over on Cape Cod. I'll take you along for the drive. A little bit of a sneaky back way here to the highway. So with the weather, what am I going to do with all that? Well, I've already told you. It's just that it's, I don't know, let's give it a cliche. It's fluid, it's touch and go, it's on the back burner. It's because I'm just very busy, juggling a lot of things right now. And trying to keep that feed building, if you will. Also have to get my feet wet again. You kind of forget how to do a couple things. But that'll come. What we need again is a decent storm to follow, and then, you know, it all comes back. But what I'd really like to do when that happens is do live YouTube analysis. Go on video, you guys will just be kind of watching over my shoulder as I go ahead and do things. No real commentary, just kind of what I'm interested in, what catches my eye, and what makes me go to another tool or product at that time. That's all it's going to be about. But I have a couple other ideas. I don't want to share them. I have to several very important people behind the scenes because I needed critique. And they're very gracious in offering support and anything I need and all of that. So we'll see where it goes. Hey, when you got people like Eric Fisher and Tim Kelly and Kevin Lemanowitz, whatever the hell I'm supposed to pronounce that, Rachel Frank, quite a few others, too many actually to name. Well, you see them, I follow them, they follow me. We've all been kind of chatting behind the scenes. I've shared some ideas, and they're all kind of willing to listen and help when it hits. So we're all in good hands. It's going to be in good fun. And there's some motive behind this, of course. Just showing you a different way of doing things more than anything. So we'll see where that goes. And I guess just enjoy the rest of this ride until I get annoyed at a driver or two. Try not to do that too much these days. For our northeast weather, excuse the allergies and everything else constantly bothering me. For the northeast weather, you got that Appalachian lee side trough. That is a very common feature. There is, it just sets up, it sits there. I don't know what the hell I just saw, but you saw it too. Anyways, those troughs kind of sit there. They're just normal lee side of the Appalachians, east side of the range, and you get these little low pressure troughs and kind of meander, and when you have days like today, they can help to spark thunderstorms. Then of course we have the sea breeze front that moved in, and that's moved quite a bit inland, but you saw a fire last night, you know, Delaware, Maryland into Northern Virginia, and that was enhanced and supported by that little innocuous low that I've been following. It's not going to do anything. Occasionally looked like it might, but it wasn't going to. It's more about wind flow, wind direction. It helped push the high. Oh, what are we doing here now? It helped push the high. It helped push the high into a position where your wind flow became purely onshore. I guess I'm going to sit here all day. This is lovely. Where were we? Onshore flow. You notice it wasn't too bad in some coastal sections, but then there was, of course. Oh, and I'm gonna nutmeg this guy because I don't have time for this. So, while I deal with this, you listen. The onshore flow definitely helped the coast, but there's something weird going on here. Where it's cooler and drier today in southeast Mass and southern Rhode Island, except everyone's reporting that it's hotter and stickier. You just gotta realize that, oh dear Lord, should have jumped on that. You just gotta realize that temperatures and data are very different. It's two-dimensional, right? And in a two-dimensional process, you're trying to ascertain what a third dimension might do. You can't do it. It doesn't work. It just doesn't work. You have to pay attention to what's going on in real time. You got to use your data properly. And when you do, you start to see things that others don't. You start to see things the models kind of miss. You start to learn what the models are telling you rather than just taking them verbatim. And I wish to show some of these processes, like that video last night using a bedspread to show you how propagating thunderstorms work. And I'll be damned if it didn't look the part. See, you just got to look outside the box. Don't get entangled in all that other nonsense. It's just not worth it for you. So you got to just relax, look. The data will come to you. It'll come to you after you do your analysis. And then you apply the data on top of your analysis. Models should be like the 5th, 6th, 7th thing you look at when you're forecasting the weather. They should never, ever, ever lead what you're looking for. Because then you're going to make mistakes, because you fall in love with a model, and whatever the model says, then you try to craft the forecast around the model. You try to force the observations around the model. You're doing it backwards. And I understand why, but just stop. You got to look at what's going on around you. You find the little sidebars, you find your little notches. You look at striations in your water vapor, you look at the upper level patterns, you look at the surface, you have all these tools at your fingertips. Use them. Use your brain. Use your eyes. Listen to some of the very older experts that sound like they're speaking in tongues. How are they saying these things when the model says this, but they're telling me the other thing's coming? And then it comes. How did they figure that out? Because they're not slaves to it. Simple as that. You have to use everything properly. Use the tools at your disposal and then figure everything out from there. Now, our weather today, it's rather whatever. That front's rather whatever. It's going to fade out as the sun sets. Then it's going to drift east overnight. We might get fog and mist and sprinkles and a shower, but it's not going to be much east of western Connecticut, western Mass, Vermont, so on and so forth. As for the coasts, hey, just follow your local guys. They know where the sea breezes are. They know where the stability is, how far the storms are going to come in, how far they might not. And you kind of just piece it all together. You got to look at multiple sources, be it people or data or tools or your own senses. Hell, go outside and look at the clouds. You'll find that you'll figure things out quicker. You'll start to remember certain aspects of a storm from prior. You can apply it to a new one, and you can scoop those who are just following the diodes. They got their place, but you're all using them wrong. I don't know how this happened where modeling became the lead and only the ECMWF or else. Yeah, we got the train. Nice. It's probably the garbage train though, but still a train. And trains are cool. You gotta listen to what I'm trying to say here. But the thing with advice is you can ignore all of it. That's up to you. I'm just trying to get you to look outside the box. Try to see what's really going on elsewhere. Because if you become enslaved to the two-dimensional rigid setup of modeling and data, and you're trying to solve a three-dimensional dynamic process that changes exponentially, well, you're going to make a lot of mistakes. You wonder how I scooped some things. It's because I didn't pay any attention to that. But then also times that causes absolute dumpster fires. It is what it is. That's just the weather. So, almost where I need to be at the moment. And so we'll cut this video short in a couple seconds. Have a good one.